man, see me, how's your day, man? It's your boy GD, come back with another video. It is 4:35 in the morning. It's my birthday. Let's read some charts, you feel me? So, just to initially let you know, I'm looking at my main screen, my Mac, and then my iPad is the screen that we're streaming on right now. So this trade that you're looking at right now, coming out this daily internal, was my markup on the 2 minute or 1 minute really. I caught this sell at 9:30 yesterday, but I didn't mess with this buy, right? Because this buy has been, doing, good points, 70 some points, 79, 76, I think right here. 78, you know what I'm saying? Touch right here, you see first touch right here, caught that breaker structure, the 2 minute starts right here. And then on the 1 minute over here, or 2 minute, whichever, because this doesn't get broken. When that high right there gets broken, it goes up from that point a pretty good bit, like 70 some points, you feel me? So, and we're still trying to complete that objective, which is touching that high. You got highs above that also. You got all-time highs right here. That's the daily high, which is all-time high. So yeah, man. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and look at some cryptos, because as we know, with the cryptos, we can use the same algorithm as we do with trading the indices. And what is that? Internal and external. Just how I was able to get in and buy XRP at these times, because because it was touching the external time frames. You know what I'm saying? Really beautiful price action. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to still get into XRP, you need to be getting in at these entries. Hopefully we don't come back down here, but these entries most likely will at some point. But these entries, well, hopefully not, right? Because we just came out of that. But these daily internals, we can get you an entry from this one, get you an entry from this one. Yeah. So XRP right now is inside an inversion, still an internal. It's doing its thing. I'm marking on my MAQ right now, just paying attention to it as it's playing around this 4-hour internal. Gotta take my child to an appointment around 8 o'clock, so we won't be on live for my entry trades, but we'll look at chart. We'll look at pricing right now for plethora of things tonight and see what we can see. 4-hour internal right there. But right now, what I'm really worried about on my cryptos, like the dailies, right? I'm going towards this daily, which is fine. And to be honest, 5 hours, probably more so. Nah, we wouldn't do it like that. We would still do the 4 hours. Same thing, really. One up top, one right here. So that's XRP. XRP is doing its thing. XRP, XLM, how is XLM doing? I'm so mad I had to get a new XLM. I don't even know which other XLM I was using, so I don't have any of my markings on here. Or do I? Nope, I don't. But see, okay, so I mean, I guess this is a great opportunity to teach you how to see, like with this. There's a three, because I already had it marked out on another instrument showing XLM. There was like a 3-month internal at the bottom down here that price reacted off of, you feel me? So that's what you're seeing in this, that's what you're seeing. Three-month internal, 1, 2, 3. The first and the third candle, that opening right there, it touched that opening, and now we're going for these highs. Like, we're going for those highs now. So for my 3-month, it's like an orange, so like one of these deep oranges. And then also, of course, I think it touched a monthly. That's how I'm able to get into my entries. I'm just mad I have to redraw this, but I was able to get in XLM once I saw that we was coming in contact with a 3-month internal. That 3-month internal is my fair value gap. You got the monthly internal right here. You got this big monthly. And then, of course, if you go to anything lower than that, you're gonna find stuff as well, which these are called microfluences. And why they call microfluences is because they're giving me a specified, more detailed location or probable location where price is most likely to flip, you feel me? So, give me a second. Trying to see what M&Q about to do. I really don't care because I'm not trading no time soon. But I just like I know what it's gonna do, but it's taking a long time to complete the objective. Like the initial markup on that trade was like 164 points. It gave 70 and like 78 and 80 like a long time ago, or 100 really. But 64 points away. It's been taking a minute. So this is how I got alongside XLM, and then you go to the daily time frame. Then you just catch that break of structure out of it, right? So where was that? So it entered the monthly, it entered the 3-month, and then it touched the weekly. So those are 3 time frames, big key time frames that prices come in contact with, right? And then we had this high, this low, that low was broken by this candle. This buy candle was the reasoning for this low breaking this candle. So here's the lower low, I'm at lower high, lower low, broke the high, higher high, higher low, right? So, and not necessarily that, yeah, I think that broke it. Looking at it on a daily time frame, I think it broke it. It did break it. So that's my entry right there. So you get your entry right there at 24 cents, catch it up to 33 cents. Why did it retrace back down? I'm not sure, but you see it wouldn't have taken you out of your stop loss, more say, like you would never gotten taken out if this was like indices, right? So obviously after getting in at like 24 cent, now we're at 47 because it's like a mountain that it's going to get. Once it touches that high time frame internal, you catch that breaker structure out, and then you climb the mountain for those buys, jumping off the cliffs for sales. You feel me? It looks like jumping off a cliff. So that's XLM. XLM right now has this. If you go to weekly, XLM has a weekly time frame right here. That, by the way, is still within the monthly, but that's the weekly. You're gonna see it says no monthly. So daily, weekly, daily. Daily is white. Remember, everything is color coordinated for a reason. So make everything easier, because you know whenever you see price in that box, you know that it's in a set time frame. You gotta ask yourself. We're looking for higher time frames, so you're not really seeing too much of a lower time frame being marked up on the charts. Okay, so that's XLM for right now. Nothing too much really going on in XLM. Going through, wouldn't say the major cryptos, but like, cryptos most people heard of. So you see what price did when we came to that daily internal. We came back down. Then we came all the way back down to this internal, skipped this internal, came all the way back down to this 3 month, monthly. Then we came out. Now, we're still dealing with that. Got this daily internal right here. Remember, these are daily internals, so for them to kind of figure out when they're going to bounce out of each other, because internal to internal, internal to external. So internal, and then internal to external being the high. You feel me? That's what price is doing. So that's Cardano. Weekly time frame, there's nothing as balanced, meaning there's no fair value gap. You could look at this and maybe consider it a fair value gap, but I wouldn't mark it because it's already been gone through a couple times. But it did push price back down the other direction, so maybe you have this weekly internal right here, and that's low key the reason why it is stopping. That's the reason why we keep going to that price and turning around. I may actually mark that. Yeah, I'm gonna respect that, because every time we get there, it turns around. Every time we get there, it turns around. It has failed to completely go through and stay above it and use it as a inversion. So that's the reason why I'm gonna validate it as a actual internal that matters. You feel me? And then Polygon. Look, 3 month internal. I don't know about Polygon, bro. I want to believe in Polygon, but Polygon do not be looking good, bro. Because if you look at Polygon and you find the internals, you see what price is doing every time you come to this 3 month internal. It's being knocked back down. So right now we're trying to make our way back up, but if you look, bro, we've created another 3 month internal. So it's gonna take a little struggle to get above this, but once we do, we can use it as a trampoline. Once we get past it, we can use it as a trampoline to bounce back up. You feel me? But right now, you see we're struggling. If I go down to the daily, and see, we had already wicked it. Like, look. You already tried to rally up through it, and it rejected so hard. And why did it reject like that? Because that is a 3 month internal. That is a high time frame internal. A high time frame. Super high time frame, you feel me? So we're trying to get above that, but until we get above that, um, Polygon Matic is gonna stay where it's at. It's not gonna go anywhere. You gotta get above that, like, you know what I'm saying. On the monthly time frame, this month close above here, that'll be cool, because then you'll be above the 3 month. But you got this monthly, it's not really looking too good for Polygon right now, to be honest. But you know, so you got Polygon, you got Filecoin. If you know, you know. Filecoin used to be like 239 a coin at one point. But if I'm looking at like Filecoin, ain't really doing too swell either. But the thing with Filecoin is that the only thing that's in its way is a 3 month internal around $12. So nothing is there to slow it down until you get to that point. Now you got some daily things, right? But if I mark up, and it's like what's really happening right now, which don't really happen a lot, is that price is actually reacting off of external. And what's the external that it's reacting off of is the lows. Because there's nothing to go off of. It's nothing. There's nothing here. So it's just reacting off of this. Usually I'll say that don't happen, but in this rare case, it does, right? So we're not going to look at Filecoin. There's really nothing to look at with Filecoin. But I've got some Filecoin. Of course, I got Chainlink. You see I have Chainlink marked up. I had to fix my watch list, so I lost a couple of my drawings with some of that. But Chainlink, you see some of it is still there, right? You have this monthly. You see what price did when it came down to the monthly. We could go to a lower time frame and see what price did. You can see how I marked it up. This was the sell I was watching. This would have been a good entry for like Forex or indices, because that was the ECBOS after touching the monthly. You touched the monthly, you had the ECBOS, and then went down and jumped off that cliff. On a lower time frame, that's a lot of points. But once we came back down here to a 6 month, I believe this is a 6 month internal. We can go look at it real quick though. For Chainlink, this was a 6 month internal. You see, so my internal, my 1, 2, 3 candle pattern relationship between the first and the third candle, and really it's drawn up ugly, but it's okay. So yeah, price. I had caught price coming in contact with a 6 month and a monthly. So again, I'm using it as my confluence, right? I go to my 6 month. I know I could probably find it on my 3 month for real. So on my 3 month, you have it also. So if I draw it up, I have it on my 3 month as well. Of course, I have it on my monthly. I had caught price coming in contact with that high time frame internals, which is what we're waiting on, right? That's all we're waiting on. We're just waiting for price to come in contact with our higher time frame internals. And yeah, I think I got in right here. Some Chainlink. I bought some Chainlink at $13. Because I knew that we would have to climb that mountain. It's the same concept for trading Forex or indices, like, you know, futures, I'm going to say, because I trade futures. It's the same concept for trading futures. So break of structure, that's the high, that's the lowest point in that leg. That high was broken out after coming in contact with the 6 month, 3 month, and monthly. So you catch that, and you see where we're at now. We're at $19. So, you know, that's how you manage your crypto, catching those dips back into those high time frame internals. And the high time frame internals are like your monthly, your daily, your weekly, your 3 month. This is a 3 month. You see how we came in contact with the 3 month, broke that structure. This didn't break it. None of that broke it. This broke it. And then we continue to climb up. Now we should climb. Is there anything else to the left? Yeah, so we should be we should at least get like up here before we start staggering, because this is also a 3 month internal. So add them at $5, get like $7 before it start slowing down on this price movement. Something like this, something like that. So like, because based off the algorithm, right? Internal 3 month fair value gap, internal 3 month fair value gap. Price goes to this, to this, to this, to this, until it breaks through this to go to the external, which is the low in this direction. Or it goes from this to this to this to this to this to that direction, breaks the high to go to the external high. So internal to internal or internal to externals, right? Externals being the high in that direction or the low in that direction. First breaker structure right here with your low being down there. The low hasn't been touched yet, but you see we're still going to try. We're still on the way to trying to get those highs. So that's what I'm doing on MNQ right now. We're having a break on the 2 minute. Having a break on the 2 minute on MNQ right now. Well, we're not having a break. It's just low key. I just wasted y'all time. My bad. Because that wasn't even anything spectacular. You got Avalanche. Let's look at Avalanche right quick. So this is how you like debunk anything in crypto. Like, if you hear somebody talking about crypto and saying crypto is gonna do this, crypto is gonna do that, don't take their word for it, bro. Just go to the charts and mark it up yourself. Go to the higher time frame internals. Go to your 3 months. Mark up your 3 months to see what's going on. Like, look. We are stuck in this level right now because this is a 3 month internal. It keeps sending price back down, right? Into this 3 month internal. So within this, we're battling month to month now because you got these big internals. I'm not going to mark out that because there's just too much orange on the screen. But you have this big internal 1, 2, 3 relationship between the first and third candle. That's a 3 month internal. Then you have 1, 2, 3 relationship between the first and the third candle. That's a 3 month internal. So they're just gonna keep bouncing price between each other. Then the monthlies, 1 month, 1 month, 2 month, weeklies. You got a weekly up here. Yeah, it's gonna take Avalanche a good little fight, and these are high time frame internals. So like, think about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got so we gonna leave Avalanche alone. You got Solana. Solana doing cool right now. Came in contact with that 6 month. Didn't even touch it all the way. He came in contact with that 6 month and turned around. Boy, it was not playing with nothing. Well, yeah, so it's like you got a monthly, 6 month, all in the same area. You got this monthly, and I'm guessing it came in contact with a weekly internal. Not even that. Yeah, it came in contact with a weekly internal, being this right here. So if you mark it out, being that my weekly internal is pink, it came in contact with this. And then it decided, so the first touch in that box, right, on a lower time frame, we mark it up, we go to the daily. You're gonna see that touch, that low, that high, that breaker structure, that mountain to climb, plus any peak behind it, right, if it had one. And then you see what price is doing. It's going to get that joker. So that's how you're able to find those sniper entries, and that's how you're able to get alongside the beginning of a new leg on a higher time frame. You react off of the higher time frame internals. You enter on a lower time frame, and then you use a lower time frame than a higher time frame to find a confluence, right? And that's all we're doing. So Solana is looking good. We've passed the weekly internal right now, and we can anticipate price to do something like this with Solana. Am I tripping? Yeah, I'm tripping. You can anticipate price to do something like this with Solana. You know what I'm saying? And why do I say that? Because price is gonna give you an opportunity. Hold up. Why is it not? Yeah, see, I don't want that. Take that off. See what I'm saying? Anyway, see, this is the external, like the highest point on any time frame. So that's an external. Price is gonna bounce between these internals because they're the same time frame internal, and they're a big time frame internal at that. They're a weekly internal, so they're gonna bounce price from here to here to here to here to here, or in whatever cadence, right? Until it decides that it wants to go ahead and go to the external. Because remember, the algorithm to all trading is internal to external. And I'm proving to you by showing you how price has bounced off these higher time frame internals. So that's what I'm expecting Solana to do. I ain't really worried about Solana. Solana chilling. Especially when you look at it from a daily and time frame. We've passed this weekly internal, using it as an inversion now. So when we go down there, this should stop us, and it will send us back up. Stop, send us back up, and then go for that high. So that's Solana. And then Bitcoin. I've been had Bitcoin drawn up like a couple months ago, and I can show you the proof. You feel me? Like if you look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. That's a 3 month, but I had the weekly drawn up according to this. If you go to the weekly time frame, look, when price came down to the weekly internal. So my higher time frame, right? I'm marking up my higher time frame, and I'm going to my higher time frame first when I'm open the charts, right? I see where price is. So if I see that price is right there, then I go to a lower time frame to execute my entry on that trade. So my lower time frame, my higher time frame was the weekly. I went to my daily. This low, of course, is lower than all these lows. So that was the low at one point. Then this low broke that low. So that bullish candle is responsible for breaking that low. So that becomes the high, that becomes the low. Then it's automatically broken in the next candle. So my entry is right here. And then how I'm visualizing the trade, like this, looks like a mountain to climb. And in this instance, being that it's daily, like less candles, like a little hill. But on the lower time frame, that's a lot of like hills, peaks, and highs that price needs to go get. And you see that's exactly what price did. It came in contact with the higher time frame internal. And then on the lower time frames, it gives you an opportunity when price come in contact with the internal to get alongside that trade and catch that ride up. You feel me? It's really a simple thing to do, man. It's really simple. You could do this with anything. That's why it's not more so about trading. It's just chart reading. You feel me? This is a stock that I had invested in. Grab a gun. If any of you guys are into firearms, you know Grab a Gun has like some crazy junk going on. They was at 22, at 8 now. They just straight up. I'm talking about, this is stocks though. I don't really know if it works with stocks. Stocks is different. I never liked stocks. I never gravitated towards stocks. Cause I had Tops. I had a stock called Tops Shipping. I had 81 shares, or I had over 81 shares. I had a couple hundred shares of Tops because they had some legal issues, and they went from being over a couple $100 million a share to less than like damn near a penny. And I got a lot of shares, but they started doing split shares, um, like 2 3 years in a row, and I just feel like I was getting scammed, bro. Like I would come back and half my shares are gone, and I was just like, fuck no. So I never really liked stocks for real. All my money that I really accumulated came from crypto or forex, and which I'm trading the same thing I traded on forex. It's indices. You feel me? I'm just on futures now. I pay for the information, so I don't really have to deal with any BS. But you're never really gonna get fully away from BS. There's BS everywhere, man. Ain't gonna see, but those are all my cryptos right there. That's like a good gist of what I got in my portfolio. Like that's a good gist. I'm pretty sure by the end of like the day, by the end of the day, this is gonna be green. Like oh, this is gonna be green. Cause it look like we're kind of touching internals on everything. Keep everything in a daily time frame. And like say, look, so in order for us to like commit to this, we would have to break this or have an ECBOS on a daily time frame, and then go back down to this. But even if going back down to this, we are gonna come back up and reach these highs. It's just gonna take a long time because it's a monthly time frame, meaning moves out of that monthly time frame, with entries on the daily, it can take a couple of days. It could take a couple of weeks. So same thing if you enter in on the hour, on the 1 minute, it could take an hour, it could take 2 hours, it could take 3 hours. So and that's how you kind of gauge how long or how much time you really need for a trade based off the time frames you're taking your entries out of. It's like in my head, it's common sense, but I understand it can be a little difficult for others, which is no problem. You just gotta find out what works for you, and like what's good for your schedule for real. But that's Dogecoin for monthly, 3 month, daily time frame, daily internal that we just kind of rejected off of. Don't mind these lines. I'm just being lazy. I'm not really deleting those right now. Yeah. Monthly that hasn't been touched. A big monthly, a weekly. Nothing crazy though. Like I don't think we have any in 3 months, and I don't really care about any 3 months. Now we come in contact with the 3 month, cool, but like nah, there ain't no 3 month nowhere to be found. Like, you got some right here, but we don't need to go back down there. We don't need to go back down here. So no, that's horrible. So um, you see that? So what's really the high right here, and how can I find the high in this mess? In this zone that I already have worked up, how can I find the high? Well, if I go to the left, obviously this was the high at some point. It was broken by this. That's a wick that don't count. None of these have broken that wick high for that candle, but he did. So he's the reason behind this bullish leg breaking that high. He becomes the low, he becomes the high. This low is broken by this leg. He's responsible for it. He becomes the high. He is the high. This becomes the low, gets solidified. He's the reason behind this leg breaking that low. Becomes the high, becomes the low, gets solidified. This is the high. He's responsible for this high breaking that. So that's where that entry, but that's where that entry is. On the 2 minute. Oh, what am I talking about? You're not really entering right there, but I'm saying that like that's how you're able to find the high, right? And you just follow it up. So the high, the low, so that wick, none of these had a body displaced above it, just wicks. He displaced high, low, high, the wick, high, high. Okay, so low, high. He broke that high, so low, high, and nobody has broken him. Or am I tripping? Let me see. Nah, he did get broken. And broken by him. So this is the current high and the low right now. And that's how you find that, man. So we've gone through basically the cryptos that I'm looking at right now. We've checked on their price movement. We've checked on where they are. Um, we've already made good gains on some of them, but altcoin season has yet to come. So I think if we go to yeah, so we're trying to flip into altcoin season. Trying to. So when we do that, when we officially flip into, we were way over here, but we're trying to flip into altcoin season. So once we do that, then you'll start seeing a lot of your crypto start to rally, and that's when those major profits start rolling in. But that's also where that decision comes into where it's like, do I sell this crypto or do I keep it and allow my money to work for it? Because you can use crypto accounts if you have cold storages. If you have cold storages, you can use your crypto as like savings account because your return on your money is gonna be way better than any uh, uh, Roth savings account for real. Like the return is crazy. Like if you would have bought Ethereum last November, and say you put like 30,000 in Ethereum last November, when I told my group chat to put their money into it, bro, you know how much money we would have had? Because last November, Ethereum was like 13 or something like that. Like 12. Or if I'm tripping, I gotta be tripping. It was one of those. It went pretty low though. I was surprised on how low it went. I got me a couple, you feel me? By the time the end of the, and I think it was before November, but by the time the end of the year had came, I had made some money off that. So a quick little flip on your investment, bro. If you put it in there like a savings account, your money's just gonna grow. Of course, it fluctuates, but shit, it does the same thing technically in the bank. It's being devalued. The price of it is going down, so it's like the same thing. It's damn near the same thing. But yeah, we just watching the price right now. Break the structure down, catch these, and go back here. Alright, so you see here in 2 minutes. That's what we at with it. So you're just chilling right now, though. I'm trying to really find. Let me see if we have news today, which pretty sure we don't have news today. Oh wow, should be a chill morning. If we don't have news. Should be pretty chill. Play some music and chill, man. We just gonna watch the charts real quick and just chill, man. I guess we could look at some cryptos. Really need to kind of find some more. I think Chainlink. If you look at Chainlink, I think let's see what Chainlink got going on. All right. So Chainlink haven't even really started what it's out to do, man. We got these highs, and these highs to go get. So you got $31, $38, all time high $53. So those are gonna be taken out. All those are gonna be taken out, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you can definitely look forward to those being taken out. I think it's the 23rd. It's my birthday, so we close above this. We can low key try to use this as an inversion and bounce off that to keep going because we are gonna keep going up. So Chainlink is looking really good. What it is, $19. You know, Chainlink is looking really good because I swear, yeah, I swear, I was just looking at it at like $12, $11. So Chainlink is doing good. $19, so that's good. Chainlink doing good. That's just gonna bounce until it gives in. It's just gonna bounce until it gives in. Alright. So I don't know why I'm so used to doing that. So Chainlink is cool. Hmm. People be tripping with those, but like if you know what you're looking at, you can make it shake with anything, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Read a knife, so don't do that. That's not good. We're in the 4 month internal right now for Dogecoin. I don't know why I keep doing that, bro. That kind of made my stomach hurt because we done already broke a structure on Dogecoin coming back down. So you can definitely expect some selling to go on, that being the high. And that's the thing about like this, like the algorithm, like you can use it for anything. You can use it to trade forex, indices, metals, crypto, just high time frame internals, lower time frame breaker structures. But that's Dogecoin. Um, you expect some price drops with Dogecoin for sure. Um, like I said, XLM looking good, I believe. We go to our daily. We got this weekly. Hopefully we use this. Let me see, is this weekly the inversion or no? Yeah, so use this weekly. Probably right now we playing right here, but that's like 50% of the weekly internal right there. Hopefully we don't go that deep into it, but these are the areas that I would expect price to bounce back off of to continue getting these highs if we did come into these dailies. Because that's the weekly, that's the monthly, that's the 3 month. Everything is color coordinated for a reason. It's to simplify the process, honestly. And like I said, XRP, you're able to get alongside these trades just by simply going to the higher time frame. And that's how you build your crypto portfolio, man, and that's how you trade in general. anything really. You just wait for the price to come to the higher time frame in terms of you see how price reacts off of it. If I go to the daily time frame, you'll see how price reacted off of touching these monthly internals. This is a monthly internal, a monthly fair value gap, same thing. So once that was the high at the time. Um, that was the high at the time. That was the low. I know you see that wick, but in order for it to be considered a breaker structure, that was the low. Um, Solidified the low. That was broken by him over here, so that was your entry. And if we're talking in terms of stop loss, your stop loss would be down here, and of course, price did not come back because above this monthly internal was another monthly internal, and we've been climbing the mountain ever since, going for these peaks, and we made all-time highs. So right now we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do. That's why you see me, I marked up the internals on the 4 hour. And we'll keep becoming inverted. It's low key becoming the inversion now, but remember, price is just going from internals to externals. Your internals being your fair value gaps, your externals being your highs and lows on that time frame. So my external on my 4 hour time frame would look like this. And it's color coordinated, so I can, no matter where price is on the chart, I know where we are and based off what color we're around. So again, price only goes from internal to external on everything that has anything to do with charts. Now I don't mess with stocks, but crypto indices, metals, oil, um, forex, same thing, right? Internal. Hold up, my bad. Turquoise is my 4 hour time frame color. External, external, internal, internal. So price is gonna go from here to here, bounce, 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 until one of these decides to allow us to go to this external or this external. And based off the location, you're able to get alongside your trade. That's how I'm able to be on every major leg when it comes to MNQ, because I trade MNQ. And as you can see, I marked up this trade yesterday. Every major move